Looking for dramatic growth in your business this year? Do more open houses. It's probably the best strategy I know to meet people face to face, to develop a relationship in a way that helps your business grow. Today I'm going to share with you exactly the simple strategy that I use before an open house, day of the open house, and the follow-up that's going to help your business grow in a way you've never seen before. I love open houses. To me, it's a great opportunity for you to get out into the neighborhood where you want to build business. It gives you an opportunity to be face-to-face with people that are actually raising their hand by showing up that they're interested in either buying or selling. So what I want to do today is I want to break down for you the exact strategy on what to do to make sure you maximize your opportunities when you host open houses. The first thing is this: make sure you choose the right house. Find a house that is in a targeted neighborhood for you. Find a place that maybe has a good high traffic count. What is it that makes a good open house? It's one that's kind of unique. It's something that's on a regularly traveled area, or it's in a targeted neighborhood. Now you may be saying, well, I don't have any listings. When am I going to hold an open house? Let me give you a few strategies. If you have an open house, make sure you're or if you have a listing, make sure you're utilizing this open house strategy. But if you don't have listings, let me give you a couple of options. There are a lot of people that have listing agents in their company that really don't like to do open houses. They're too busy to go do open houses in a lot of cases, but they know that they should for their sellers and also for their business to help them have the potential to sell their house and get it more exposure and sell it faster and for a higher price. Make friends with those. If you're a newer agent or you don't have a lot of listings, make friends with those folks. Add value to those listing agents. Offer the opportunity. Make it easy for them. Let them know that, hey, would you mind if I held an open house at your house? Would you mind if I did something that would help your seller by having an open house? Give them the information on how it went so they can pass it on to their sellers. If you don't have those, another great way, and this is a little bit of a strategy on getting some listings also, is offer to do open houses for sale by owners. Let them know that you're going to get the contact information for everyone that comes through. You don't even want any compensation for it. We all know that open houses a lot of times don't just sell the house that you're in, but it brings buyers in that will buy other houses. Do it in a way that you're adding value to someone that has a for sale by owner. If they don't sell the house, they're going to see your hustle. They're going to see that you're out there doing work, and odds are when they get ready to list their house, you're going to have an opportunity there as well. All right, the second step is, once you've found the perfect house to have an open house, what are you going to do to promote it before the open house? Because there's a number of things that you can do before you come to the open house to make sure that it's successful. The first thing is this: make sure that you're sending out mailers that will arrive 3 days before. So if you're in a neighborhood and you want to get your name out in the neighborhood, do an open house flyer that you mail out, or a postcard that you mail out to all the neighbors, letting them know that the open house is coming. So for instance, if you're going to have the open house on a Saturday afternoon, you want those mailers to land 3 days before that. So somewhere in that neighborhood of Wednesday, Thursday time frame, you want those mailers to get to their house so that as they're planning their weekend, they can have that on their schedule. So we said we want to have our mail land about 3 days before. 2 days before the open house, we want to door knock. Now, what this is, some of you may not be comfortable with this. I'm telling you, this is very effective. It gets you a face-to-face contact with a number of the people in your targeted neighborhood. Simply knock on the door. When someone answers, have a flyer for them that says, just want to let you guys know we're having an open house on Saturday for your neighbor's house that we just listed. We like to let the neighbors know beforehand in case you have a friend or a family member that might be interested in moving into the neighborhood. If you do, let me know if you'd like to take a look beforehand or have them see it before the general public. Also, we're going to have a special time. It's going to be Saturday from 5 to 7 as the general open house, but for owners in the neighborhood, we're going to let you guys come by around 4:30 so you can avoid the crowds if you just are curious and want to see the house, or you're looking at it for someone else. Great way to do a couple things here. Gives you a face-to-face contact. We know it takes multiple times for people to recognize you. It also takes them multiple times to recognize you as the expert. This is a face-to-face opportunity for you to meet them. Also, when you have the open house, the people that show up at 4:30, those are owners in the neighborhood. Those are potential listings. This gives you the ability to almost decipher who it is that's coming to the open house on the day of the open house. Number 3 is phone calls. We talked about having the mailers land about 3 days before. We're going to have door knocking 2 days before. The day before, we want to make a phone call to all the people in the neighborhood. Now, you may be saying, I don't have time to call everybody in the neighborhood. Call the people closest by. Here's a little pro tip. Also, there is an opportunity for you to record one voicemail and to send it to all the neighbors in the neighborhood. That's through Slide Dial or Slide Broadcasting. Great service, costs less than 10 cents per voicemail dropped. You record one message that says, hey, this is Jimmy Burgess with Berkshire Hathaway Home Service. We're just letting everybody know in Live Oak Subdivision that on Saturday from 5 to 7 at this address, we're going to be having an open house. Listen, as an owner, if you'd like to take a look at it before the crowds get there, give me a call. Also, we'll be there from 4:30 to 5 for the people in the neighborhood to see it before the crowds actually arrive for the open house. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon. You drop that voicemail out to everybody in the neighborhood. Now you've had 3 contacts. You've had the mail that's hit. They've seen the flyer that you either dropped by or that you talked to them when you stopped by. Then they've gotten a voicemail that tells them about this. Now we're creating some buzz. Now we're getting to a place where this open house is going to create an opportunity for you to meet a ton of people and also for you to find that right buyer, but also potentially find some additional sellers in the neighborhood. The fourth way to promote your open house is through social media. We want to make sure we let as many people know as possible outside of the neighborhood. This would look something like what we did where we had the mailer land 3 days before. We want to have something 2 to 3 days before where we post the flyer on social media that lets people know it's coming. Then either the day of, the morning of, or the day before, we want to shoot a quick video out in front of the house and say, I'm so excited that I'll be having this open house tomorrow from 5 to 7 at this address. Please let me know if you're going to be able to make it so I can prepare properly. Also, if you know anybody that's looking for a house like this, make sure you pass this on so that they know about this opportunity for them to see a new house that's coming on the market. Great way for you to promote this. Now, a couple things you can do. You can promote this also by going in and boosting this post, basically letting more of your friends and your family know your connections on social media. You can also come in and do something like with AdWorks where you circle an area and you make sure that you promote that for a few days in advance to everybody that's in the general area. Couple of ways to do that. That's just really the biggest thing you want to do is with social media. You want to make sure everybody that you're associated with knows that this open house is coming. Make it exciting. Make it something that's an event that they're going to look forward to coming to. When you do those things, you're going to see an increase in the number of people that come, and the activity level is going to breed the opportunity for multiple offers or for you to find that perfect client for you. All right, we've done all our pre-promotion. Now we're to the day of the open house. What are some things we can do to make sure we maximize it? First thing is this. Phone calls. Listen, call the immediate neighbors. Call the people. We talked about this. You've probably already got a list of the phone numbers through Slide Dial. Let's drop another voicemail to everybody in the neighborhood. This voicemail is going to be something like this. Today we're having the open house. Can't wait to see you. I think you may have known this before, but just want to make sure you know it's from 5 to 7 for the general public, but as an owner in the neighborhood, we're going to have the doors open at 4:30 for anybody in the neighborhood that would like to preview it before the crowds come from the general public. Hope to see you then. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Great. This is another touch that you can do. It also gets you more exposure in that targeted neighborhood that you're trying to build your business in. The second way to promote your open house on the day of is to use as many signs as possible, directional arrows. Every area that's coming into the neighborhood, every turn in the neighborhood, have signs pointing people to your open house. Make it where anybody that comes within a few miles of this open house, there's no way they can't understand that there is an open house going. Create some buzz with these things. They're going to be like, wow, there's just signs everywhere. What's going on? When you do that, you're going to maximize the number of people that come through, and odds are it's going to help you find that ideal buyer. The third thing is to make it look crowded. Park as many cars as you can right in front of the house. Listen, this is an opportunity. I don't know about you, but if I go to a restaurant and there's nobody there, I don't want to go in there. I'm worried something's wrong. But if I go to a restaurant and there's a waiting list, something good's happening. Same way we want to do with the open house. Park a number of cars in front of the house. Make it look like if they don't stop, they're missing something. You see, when you create that buzz, when they feel like they're missing something, I promise you the numbers are going to go up. Number 4 is social media on the day of. When you're out there, when you're setting this up, just do a little quick video or do some pictures and say, everything's set up, ready for everybody over at 123 Elm Street for our open house from 5 to 7. Make sure you stop by. Or if you get a crowd of people in there, take a quick video and say, can't believe how many people are seeing this great house at 123 Elm Street. When you create the buzz where you have people realizing that something's going on, you have activity, you're going to draw more activity. Number 5 is critically important. Make sure you have a sign-in sheet at the open house. A couple of reasons for this. Listen, we're not in the business of maybe. Maybe people will call you if they come in and you don't capture them, but we're in the business of identifying people that we can help. Ask them to sign in. A couple of different ways to do this. Just say, hey, for security purposes, we love to have a record of who comes into the house for the sellers. Or maybe it's like, hey, listen, we'd love to have a record of who comes in here. If you don't mind signing in for us before you come in, and we'll get your sheets that'll tell you a little few more details. Let me know if you have any questions, and then just basically be available. The sign-in sheet is critical because it gives us the ability to identify people to be able to follow up with after we have the open house. Sometimes we're going to have so many people coming in at a time that it's hard to introduce yourself to everyone. Simply asking, do you mind signing into the sign-in sheet? They'll sign in. It gives you the ability that if you don't catch everybody while they're there, you can follow up afterwards. The next part is the most important. The money is in the follow-up. After the open house is over, make sure you're following up with everyone that came through the open house. Now listen, there's a couple ways to do this, and it's not just the people that were at the open house. Make sure you're doing a social media post. Let's say, for instance, you had 32 people come through this open house. Do a quick video or do a quick post with some photos that says, can't believe we had 32 people come through this open house. Such a great day, such a great opportunity to help people find their dream home. It does a couple things. You don't have to ask for business. It gives you the ability to show some proof that you're out there working, you're hustling. When you do that, it's going to draw the right people back towards you. Also, make sure you're following up with a phone call to every single person that signed in. I can't believe people have open houses and they don't follow up with the people that came in. Simple call. Hey, just want to thank you for stopping by the open house today. Wanted to see if you had any additional questions about this house. Usually what they'll say is something along the lines, yeah, just to really fit for us. Great. Is there something in particular you guys are looking for that maybe I might know about that I could share with you? Gives you a great opportunity to start qualifying people. Also, they might say, no, we were just curious. We live down the road. Okay, great. We actually had 32 people come through this house. Listen, I don't know if you guys have ever thought of this, but has there ever been a price where you guys might sell? Now you've got an opportunity to see the opportunity for additional listings as well. The money is in the follow-up. Make sure you're following with every single person that walked into that open house to make sure you don't let any of those opportunities slip through your fingers. Another critical part about following up after the open house is a voicemail out to the owners in the neighborhood. Again, we're driving home the fact that you're the resource in the neighborhood. You're the expert in the neighborhood. They see you hustling. You've left them a voicemail. You've sent them a mailer. You've dropped by. They see you out there doing business. Now, all of a sudden, you're top of mind if something happens or they hear of a neighbor that might be thinking about selling. This is what this voicemail sounds like. Hey, this is Jimmy Burgess with Berkshire Hathaway. We had 32 people come through the house today. We actually got multiple offers. Unfortunately, somebody's going to miss out on this. Listen, we're just making a call just to let you know about this because maybe if you know of one of your neighbors or you've considered selling, we have some families that would love to be in the neighborhood right now. If you could help me out by letting me know if there's someone else that you know in the neighborhood that might be able to help these folks find their perfect place, please let me know. You're not even asking them for the listing, but I promise you, if they're considering listing their house, you're going to get the call. Bottom line is this, if you want your business to grow, do more open houses. It gets you reps. It gets you opportunities to be in front of sellers and buyers. It gets you the ability to add value to your listings. It does so many different things. All of those things combined are going to help your business grow, and I promise you it's going to make this your best year ever.
Hey.